Hey YouTubers, so I just have this really quick question kind of discussion topic that I'm going to really just throw over to you guys in the comment section below about what do y'all think about this? What do y'all think about this particular, I guess not even necessarily a theory, but kind of a tangible connection between the future Trunks arc or Goku Black arc or whatever you want to call that to this particular arc in the Omniversal Tournament, the Universal Survival arc, or whatever you want to call it, obviously. There's just too many names at this Tournament of Power, obviously. Anyway, guys, so, in episode 81 of Dragon Ball Super, we got Goku going up against Bergamo, and Bergamo is basically saying, oh, you're going to, you're the enemy of the universes, you just want to see all the universes die, and all this other stuff, and you've seen the episode, you've seen all the reviews, I'm not really going to go over too much here in this particular video, but anyway, I was thinking, isn't it a really interesting situation, because Goku wins that battle. The universe tournaments, the tournament's rules are still on. Whoever loses is going to basically be destroyed. Their entire universe is wiped out besides the angels. And then at the same time, we also got the rules. I'll do a video about the rules. I think that they're interesting. I also feel like it kind of puts a little damper on this particular arc, but this is not that video. Just a quick aside. Anyway, so we got that little portion in the episode where Goku looks up and they're talking about what are we going to do? This is kind of a situation where teamwork's going to be really a big deal and we're all going to need to work together. Goku and Vegeta can't basically, they alone cannot win this tournament without, the team. And Goku's like, well, it's fine. We got Gohan. And Gohan's like, I'll try to do my best, Dad. I'll try to make you proud of me. And it's just a really weird scene, especially with the last fight that we actually saw Gohan. He did win. We've seen some filler episodes where you've seen he's gotten kind of his stride back for the most part. And obviously Gohan is, like Goku has said multiple times throughout this entire series, Gohan's someone who really learns on the fly. You push him up against the wall and he'll start fighting for real. And obviously a good part about that is Gohan is one of the only people that we know of. We don't necessarily know how many people on the team are actually going to know the stakes of this particular tournament, but we do know that Gohan is one of those people who knows the stakes of this tournament, along with Mr. Satan and Boo. I guess Boo really doesn't know and or care. Not even Vegeta knows, and we have all the gods and everything. I find it hard to believe that no one is going to actually tell them what's going to happen, especially with the target on Universe 7's back. Someone's going to spill the beans outside of Universe 7 if anyone in Universe 7 doesn't already before all this. When they're fighting, I bet Vegeta and everyone else is going to realize exactly how big this fight actually is, and I really can't wait to see how that kind of works. But if they do manage to keep it a secret, I think it was intentional for them, and very much they're building up to something to give Gohan something of a huge comeback for fans who've been wanting it for a very long time. Personally, obviously you have Gohan know the stakes of this tournament. He knows to see regardless, people aren't dying, but he sees more and more of his teammates get pushed out of the ring or get disqualified in one way or the other, and you start wondering oh man, what's going to happen? How is this going to kind of affect Gohan going into this fight and seeing all of his teammates lose, and knowing that the more and more people who get out of the ring or get disqualified, the more and more responsibility or stuff is put on his shoulders in order to win this fight. And I feel like there's this tangible connection between Goku and Gohan at this point, just because of what Goku saw and witnessed from Trunks in the Future Trunks arc, and how he went up against Black and Zamasu, or Merge Zamasu, whatever you want to call him, and just Super Saiyan Rage, and just how much potential Trunks was able to achieve during that particular fight. And knowing what we know from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball in general, Gohan, since his birth, was always shown to have way more potential than anyone in that particular franchise. Yes, Goten and Trunks are very strong. I made my case about them being in this tournament and basically the series in general. If they were being trained by their fathers, by their brother, by their siblings or anyone, if they were being trained by anyone, then yeah, they would probably have more potential than Gohan, but they're still kids, and they're obviously almost intentionally still kids for this particular tournament in order to kind of allow probably Gohan to get the shine. So I'm just wondering if, after what Goku saw from Trunks in that last arc of Dragon Ball Super, whether or not he's wondering or kind of hoping, kind of in the same vein as the Cell games or something, that, I'm strong, Vegeta's strong, but what Trunks was able to achieve just by simply raging out, Super Saiyan Rage. Maybe Gohan can actually achieve that form too. Maybe Gohan can actually, win this for us just by simply being pushed against the wall. And he's using the exact same strategy that we've seen time and time again for Gohan. And obviously, that little scene right there just got me thinking, like, really, really, like, a lot. Like, what if Goku is basically just kind of plotting this out? I mean, obviously he wants to have fun and everything, but he knows his trump card, like always, is Gohan, and he's kind of setting Gohan up a little bit at this point to be like, okay, Gohan is going to be the one who's our trump card. If anyone ever kind of comes up and near us and they push us into a corner, Gohan's going to be the one, knowing the rules, knowing the stakes, knowing all this other stuff, is not going to stand for this stuff, and he'll fight that much harder, that much stronger, and everything else in order to win this tournament. And I know we're putting a whole lot of emphasis these days on Goku and Vegeta and the Pride Troopers from Universe 11, but at the same time, I'm really kind of wondering after that particular scene in episode 81, I'm really kind of wondering after all of the fan backlash that we've seen from Gohan fans through this entire series, and Toei knows it too. Toei knows how to sell this show more than anyone else knows how to sell this show. They know that if they bring back Gohan, they give Gohan, Super Saiyan Rage or even another form, then, not only is the fan base going to go ballistic, but toy sales and merchandise, Dragon Ball Heroes, Dokkan Battle, that when that pet card comes out in Dokkan, that Dino and Donnie and all of them, they're all going to be kind of putting all the money in, like all the Dokkan people are going to try to get that card, try to get the Heroes card, do all this stuff, because they know if they allow Gohan to have the spotlight, something that big, whether or not he wins the tournament or not, if they give him the spotlight for something this big for the entire fandom, then, you got like a gold mine and also kind of an epic finish. So like I said, the intro, all of the speculation, fan theories, Pride Troopers, Goku, Vegeta, who do we want to take the spotlight? Who do we want to win? Will probably be Gohan. And even if it's not Gohan, I'm pretty sure, and like I said, anything I'm saying here, please leave your comments in the comment section below, but I'm pretty sure, at least at this point, that they said a couple episodes back that it's not the winning universe that actually gets the wish on the Super Dragon Balls, but it's the most valuable player or most valuable fighter in any particular universe that is the winner. So even if Goku does win the tournament, even if Vegeta does win the tournament, it will most likely be Gohan if they're kind of aiming for that, like the most valuable player, the strongest fighter, the one who shows the most heart. I mean, there's really no determination of what those rules mean up until this point. We just know that Gohan is going to be, bringing up all of this anger and frustration, all this other stuff. I mean, it's almost guaranteed to happen after what we've seen throughout the last couple episodes. He's going to be bringing his all. He doesn't want to disappoint anybody. But what if, even if he doesn't win the tournament, what if they kind of like after Universe 7 wins, or even if Universe 7 loses, Gohan is kind of deemed like the most valuable player, the most valuable fighter, the person that the Zenos liked the most in order to actually kind of allow him to take the 7 Dragon Balls and make his wish. And then obviously, Gohan, being kind of the pacifist that he is, would probably wish for all the universes to come back, or at least like kind of trade his wish with Zeno to maybe allow the universes to survive, because they have said that they will be erased, but they haven't said whether it's going to be after or before, or after it's done, before it's done, or something. Like, we don't necessarily know. And considering the rules being like 48 minutes long with like a battle royale of 80 people, which is pretty awesome, but we'll just have to wait and see. Like I said, another video for another time. But considering those rules, I'm wondering if after all said and done, then they'll kind of take stock and he's going to destroy all the other, 7 universes that he's going to actually destroy. And interesting, 7 universes being destroyed, the lucky number 7 in Dragon Ball Super, or Dragon Ball just in general. I never really thought of that, but also just kind of out there. Anyway, guys, please make sure to leave your thoughts, your discussions into the comment section below. I really want to know what y'all think about this. Do you think that Gohan will actually be the one who wins this tournament? Do you think he's going to be the most valuable player? Do you think this is actually Goku's kind of thought process going into this arc? I mean, obviously he wants to have fun, but does he think that Gohan is his like be-all end-all trump card because of what he saw Trunks being able to do in the last arc? the heights that Trunks was able to get, and Trunks would never had as much potential as Gohan, as long as I'm concerned, considering what we know from Dragon Ball Z. So I mean, I think that that's actually a really interesting situation. Is this Gohan, or is this Goku basically trying to draw this out of Gohan in this particular arc just to make sure they win? I mean, obviously Goku always has kind of a couple things up his sleeves, and he's, we're gonna have to wait and see, but he wants to have fun, but he knows he's not gonna lose because of Gohan, because he knows that he can guilt Gohan, or at least kind of draw this out of him, because he knows that Gohan won't allow himself to be put in a corner. So anyway, guys, make sure to share your thoughts, your opinions on this in the comment section below, and I'm going to check you on the next video. Bye.